Summer has been sweet to Connecticut United as we enter tonight's MLS Next Pro match against Orlando City B here at Reese Stadium, Bridgeport, Connecticut. An 8-game homestand in the middle of the summer has launched Connecticut United into 8th place in the Eastern Conference standings. They are coming off 4 straight wins, 3 of those coming by 1-goal margins, all here at home. And today they take on 5th place Orlando, a team that has been able to secure results over top 3 teams in the East over their last 6 matches. Now our starting lineups. First we look at Connecticut United FC. They are playing in the 4-3-3 system. Alex Monis fit to go after suffering a knock in the last match. Barnabas Tani, the leading goal scorer, up top with 9 goals this season. Warren Augustini, the teenage midfielder from Pittsburgh Riverhounds, back in the center of the park alongside Robbie Mora. And Justin Malou making his first start for Connecticut United at the back. He partners with Lucas Camrath at center back, a very sturdy unit ahead of top goalkeeper Gunther Rankenberg, who put in a man-of-the-match performance, saving a penalty in their 2-1 win against Columbus last week. So that's the look for Shavar Thomas as they try to keep things rolling on this 4-game win streak. And for Orlando City B, coming in on the road under the charge of Eddie Wilding, a short bench, but a strong starting lineup. Only one change necessary from the last match, which sees Justin Hilton come into the attack, replacing Gustavo Caraballo as he is with the first team this week. Look for Pedro Leal up top and Issa Haruna as the creative heartbeat of this team. And Matthew Belgadere on the left wing has a goal and an assist across his last 3 appearances for OCB. Just 16 years of age, one of the great success stories coming out of the OCB Academy this season. Another teenager in Landon Okonski starts at center back alongside Titus Sandy, and the first teamer Tahir Reed Brown in there at left back ahead of Tristan Himes, the 23-year-old homegrown netminder who has 11 appearances this season. So that is your look at Orlando City B. They come into the match 5th place in the Eastern Conference standings, despite the fact that they actually have 1 less win than Connecticut, who are in 8th. That should give you an idea of just how crowded the standings are in the East. This could be a pivotal battle for those playoff positions in the only meeting this season between these 2 interdivision opponents. Orlando City in the yellow and Connecticut United in the light purple, going left to right. Parker Johnson here with you for the next 90 minutes on MLSNextPro.com. And one football as Connecticut United on the ball early, drawing some contact, but no call from the referee. A throw in the attacking half for the Coy Wolves. Reese Stadium here on the campus of Yale. A lovely evening, not too hot, about 79 degrees here at kickoff. Clouds overhead. Should be a beautiful night for some soccer and a welcome reprieve for Orlando City, getting out of that Florida heat this time of year as we enter the month of August. Just 8 match weeks left in MLS Next Pro before we get to the playoffs, and CT United have put themselves in position with this win streak at home over the last several games to become the first independent team to make the playoffs in their first season in MLS Next Pro. Something that Chattanooga FC and Carolina Core failed to do. But Connecticut United riding the surge of experience and chemistry that we have seen pay off for those other 2 independent clubs that we mentioned. They have the benefit of being able to keep pretty much the same roster from the beginning of the season to the end, which these MLS-affiliated clubs do not, as players from the first team move up and down. Generally, the best players at the Next Pro level end up getting some looks in the first team and don't always finish the season with their Next Pro clubs. So it is an advantage come this time of year. When you can keep that same group together, you can work on those principles, build up chemistry as a team, and make that playoff push, which is squarely where Connecticut United find themselves. Orlando City will settle into possession with Reed Brown helping form a back three here with the ball. He's on the left side of that unit. Now it's Titus Sandy Jr., who's got Okonski to his right. Right in the middle and out wide, trying to draw in that Connecticut press. And it's the home team that come away with it. Regained there by Malou. Knocked back for Camrath to chase down. Camrath had an assist in the last match from center back. Was able to find left back Andre Applewaite in the 51st minute for what went on to be the game-winning goal against Columbus Crew 2. A massive victory for CT United, said head coach Shavar Thomas. He was really pleased with the way that they were able to shut down Columbus, one of the top teams in the East. He was really proud of the defensive display and the fight shown by his team after they conceded first in that match and were able to claw it back for their 4th straight win. Meanwhile, Orlando, their last match was a 1-0 defeat at home to Huntsville City FC. One that was quite the defensive scrap. Not a lot of chances for either team. And Eddie Wilding said he was pleased with the off-ball performance, but the creativity was just a little bit lacking compared to Orlando's high standards this season. Monis flipping in across. Easy pickings there for the 6'7" Tristan Himes, who rolls it out and gets the attack started for Orlando. They breeze into the attacking half. Haruna looking for the cut ball through the middle and the run of Leao. Monis using Mora. Waits. Camrath will knock it back to Gunther Rankenberg, his first touches of the match. Camrath scooping it over the top, looking for Applewaite. That was the game-winning combination against Columbus. Given away in a vulnerable position as the yellow shirts fly forward. Nearly a counterattacking chance for Orlando. But in this match, they're going to try to get back to what has worked for them this season. Talking to Eddie Wilding, said his team has been very good with the ball. They've been able to break down some of the best teams that they've played against. Results of late against Crown Legacy, Columbus, and Chattanooga, the top 3 in the East, showing they can score goals against the best of them. A system that relies on a lot of fluid interchange up top. Very good at playing through the lines. They can build slowly or quickly. It's been the defensive area where they've struggled more this season, conceding 34 goals in their 20 matches, which is bottom 10 in MLS Next Pro on a per-game basis, but 55% possession on average. No dice for DiPolito. He was able to get into good position in the penalty box, but down goes Malou. They may need to play this ball out so that the Connecticut center back can get some attention. Justin Malou starting his first match for the club. Was slated to play in USL League One this season, which is in the 3rd division of U.S. soccer, same as MLS Next Pro. but his club, South Georgia Tormenta, was not able to field the team this year, and so he went without a team for most of the season. Came in on trial a couple weeks ago, and they said that he just fit in right away. Somebody who's a really good person, connected with the group, and showed in short time that he could make a big impact on the field as well. He came on as a substitute last time out against Columbus, just after Connecticut had taken the 2-1 lead in the second half, and he was a part of that back line that helped see out the 2-1 scoreline for the win. Earned himself a start this week, and this is the last way that you want to see it go. Player at 28, given a second opportunity this season. You can see the frustration on the man born in Senegal. Came over and played for Montverde Academy, and then went on to play his college ball at Clemson. Favoring his right knee, limps off the pitch, and some communication being shared between the training staff and the coaches to see if they will need to make a switch. He is off the pitch for now, and Connecticut will play down a man. Reed Brown plays it all the way across. There goes Hilton. Looking for a call from the referee. None forthcoming. Instead, a counter brewing for the Coy Wolves. Overlapping, Applewhite. Still see Rickson Van Hees filling in at that center back spot, and Monis dropping into right back to cover for Van Hees. As Connecticut United consider a change with their center back down. But no sub as of yet, so still 11 on 10 in Orlando's favor. Rankenberg sending it clear, sensing the situation that his team is in. They just need to buy a little bit of time here, the Coy Wolves. Wait until they can make a sub. And here we go. So off the bench, Michael Bama, the former Finnish youth international, New York City native, comes on as a like-for-like change at center back. And the first start for Justin Malou, unfortunately, cut short. Less than 15 minutes in. Boma is a very experienced player. 95 professional appearances in the Finnish league before coming over to Next Pro. Swung in from the edge of the area. Van Hees back in his right back position. Able to flick it away momentarily. But Belvedere Maintains. Shot from Leao. Rankenberg was there at the near post, had it been on target. But sails just outside of the post. Pedro Leao swinging cross-field pass, intercepted by Applewhite. He's able to smartly keep that ball in play with the pressure coming. Gets it out to Camrath. Into the 15th minute now from Reese Stadium. Not much between these two top 8 teams in the East. Want to welcome in any of the Orlando City fans who might be checking this out before the first team kicks off. About 15 minutes time. We got a matchup with the Red Bulls in MLS play tonight. Look at the form of these two teams for the past month and a half or so. Since June 14th, Connecticut United 6-1. 5 of those wins coming at home. They've been truly excellent. Orlando, the record doesn't look as good. 1 win out of their last 6 matches since June 14th. However, as we mentioned before, they've gotten couple results against top teams, those 3 draws coming against the top 3 in the East. And critically, they've had 3 players sign homegrown contracts in the month of July. Racing forward, Issa Haruna working in combination up the right with Hilton. Hilton back towards the end line. Right-footed cross comes in. Leao can hit. Closed down by Van Hees just in time as Reed Brown recycles the possession. Matthew Belgodier. Good interchange here. This is how Orlando City want to play it. Belgodier scrambling down into the corner. Squares up Van Hees. Now it's Ignacio Gomez looking for the clever ball around the corner. Bama's clearance. Needed a little more juice. Teenage winger breaks through again. It's Belgodier. Leao dropping top of the box. Haruna tracking down the loose pass. Still Orlando City with it. In it comes from Haruna. And another short clearance from the Koi Wolves. Unable to get it out of their own end. Likewise, Camrath a little short, but this one at least finds his teammate Mora. Can't get it out of that attacking half. CT United Soccer is proudly supported by Yale New Haven Health, powering medical breakthroughs with the greatest of care. the standoff with Connecticut United hesitant to push their line too high. Boy Wolves scramble back yet again to set the trap. Ball played through the lines. Sent out the backside. Nice pass there from Lacheras. Belvedere not on the same page with Hilton. But as you might expect, between a Connecticut United team that comes into this match with the third lowest average possession in MLS Next Pro, and an Orlando team that has the second highest possession, it has been pretty much all the gold shirts holding on to the ball. The key thing for Connecticut United is it doesn't make them any less dangerous. Lots of games this year, including some of their best results this season, have come in matches where they've had a pretty significant possession difference in favor of their opponents. Foul against Zamora, who is always one of the most aggressive players out there for Connecticut. Zamora this season, 3.4 fouls per 90 minutes, which leads the team by a pretty wide margin. But that assertive play also puts him in the 90th percentile in the league in defensive contributions, tackles won, and interceptions per 90 minutes. So there's a little bit of give and take to Mora's game, but a fine disruptor through the middle. He's conceded a free kick here, 21st minute, as Amu Mensah takes it short. Back to goal, fed out wide, looking for room to cross, but well closed down by the Coy Wolves. A looping service eventually comes in. Smart touchdown from Augustini, and now Barnabas Tani can turn. Bursting into space, positive touches. Dipolito draws it back. A little bit of contact in the area, and the referee waves play on. Tani felt that there was a nudge just as he took his plant step. He was moving at some speed towards the net. A promising pass from Dipolito, as that counter combination for the Coy Wolves almost pays good. Bama. Himes had to be active off his line. Here's another look at that opportunity from Tani. Keep an eye on number 7 through the middle here. There's a little bit of contact, but it looks to be incidental. That was the recovering Nicolas Lacheras, 17-year-old academy player starting midfield today. Positive run from Van Hees, but overran it in the end. We are seeing the preference for Connecticut United, though, to get those outside backs into the attack. Applewhite early on was doing it on the left, and now Van Hees coming up on the right side. That will be a key area of the pitch. Bama forced into some defending there. Monis. Lacey turns it forward. Sloppy on the pass as Applewhite tried to overlap. But that's the idea. When you do get those outside backs forward, creates pockets on the inside for the outside midfielders, Lacey and Monis, who are two of the best creative players in Connecticut's attack. Can either work that 2-on-1 on the outside with the overlapping fullback, or they can cut it inside themselves and try to scheme something up through the middle. But you have to get the first couple passes of the build right, because there has to be enough time to get those outside backs forward in the first place. Orlando City told to hurry. It is sent sky high, and Camrath not afraid to use his head. Knocked forward. Giveaway from Mora. Oh, there was space to attack for Belvedere. Instead, Van Hees takes over. Tani. A little bit of a tug on the shirt. A good spot from the referee as Haruna turned it over and hoped to move quickly for Orlando. No shots on goal just yet for either team. 2 attempts from Orlando, none from Connecticut. But the home team has created some promising moments. Just haven't been able to deliver on that final ball, that final decision. 2 of the top 8 teams in the East still feeling each other out. Less than 30 minutes into the contest. Crucial that Connecticut can keep this streak rolling. This is their 7th of 8 home games in a row across June, July, and August. But after that, they will finish the season with 5 of their last 7 on the road. So as many points as they can pick up here as possible could do them some favors as it gets a little trickier down the home stretch. Their eyes have been firmly set on the playoffs since the moment this club was announced. And the picture is a bit clearer for these independent clubs. Their focus does not have to be solely on player development. It's still important, but the emphasis on winning can be placed a lot higher in their priorities than it often is for some of the MLS affiliated teams. It's an unintentional backwards clearance as it knocks off of the Orlando player in a cheap corner given to Connecticut. This will be their first chance of the match to cause some havoc from a set piece. That is another advantage that these independent clubs typically have over the MLS sides. Height and physicality. Center backs forward. Lacey goes to the back post. There's a couple men there, and Tani's going to let it drop first. Got some pressure on him. Able to manage past the first tackle, but now dispossessed here cleanly by Orlando. They have a 4-on-3 if they can work it. Coy Wolves tracking back as fast as possible. Bama blazing his way towards the defensive position. Here is Hilton cutting it on his left. Opts against the shot and brings Reed Brown into the play. Orlando now slowing it down. They can set up shop in the attacking half. Gomez, Argentine midfielder. Sandy works it out to Amu Mensah. Okonski through the lines. Lacheras. Reed Brown. Matthew Belgodier. Lacheras takes some heavy contact from Robbie Mora. It's his second challenge of a similar ilk, and that will earn him the first yellow card of the match. Talked about his propensity for fouls, and that one coming through the back of Lacheras. Really an unnecessary challenge as he was already going to move that ball along. No real chance for Mora to win it, but he is the enforcer in there, and that is his 6th yellow card of the season in just his 13 appearances. So you got about a 50% shot if Mora is starting the match that he will pick up a booking at some point. Experience the future of gaming with Find, the first free gaming platform built for your smart TV. No console, downloads, or subscriptions required. Launching soon on Samsung and LG smart TVs. Hilton plays it wide for Belgodier. Curled, back post ball. It's headed in. Orlando grab a lead off the short set piece routine. 1-0 to the visitors. A teasing cross from Belgodier, and it's Okonski who slams it home. His first professional goal. We got to get another look at this. The ball first goes wide. Belgodier puts so much air under this, begging for his teammate to attack it. And Okonski does just that. The 17-year-old center back putting his name on the score sheet for the first time this season. Awkward pass from Bama. It's going to come back to the goalkeeper, Rankenberg. Very little that he could do with it other than send it into the crowd. And how will this change the approach for Shavar Thomas and Connecticut United? Last match against Columbus, they conceded first and were able to come back for a 2-1 win. In that match, it didn't take them long to equalize, and they did so before halftime. This will be a critical period of the match as we have just 13 minutes remaining in the first half. If Orlando could find another, the deficit would be daunting. For Connecticut, critical that they respond. There's one area that you didn't really think Connecticut would be beaten. It's on a set piece. As the ball bounces over the top, Belvedere trying to add to his assist from earlier. Hilton slices in. It falls to Gomez, deflected. And gloved there by Gunther Rankenberg. The deflection really helped as Bama got back and tried to make up for his mistake, initially letting the ball bounce over his head for Belvedere. First half center back sub has thrown the Connecticut back line into a little bit of chaos. I was just going to say, you wouldn't expect him to get beat on a set piece against Orlando, but the likeliest man to do it would be Okonski, as he rose the highest, but a lot of credit has to go to Belvedere, who put in such a perfect delivery. Lacey, great idea on the touch. And now there's a foul just at the edge of the box. It looks like this will be whistled outside of the penalty area. No spot kick for Connecticut United. It is just a free kick from about 18.5 yards. As that was Warren Augustini going down. Looked to be a smart call from the referee on our replay. The contact occurred just outside the penalty box. So then, here is a great opportunity for a response. Dylan Lacey, number 14, the man with the headbands. He is their typical set-piece specialist on corners and free kicks, but Applewaite's left foot could be useful here. Connecticut United looking for the equalizer. It's Applewaite! A blasting free kick from the Barbados International. His fourth goal of the season, his second in as many matches, and Connecticut find level footing. Pure power. No stopping that from Applewaite. Himes beaten to the goalkeeper's side. That is his fourth goal in the last 8 matches. Applewaite's been on record saying that although he's found most of his career and his success as a left back, his favorite part of the game is scoring goals and getting assists. He's proven it this year with CT United, as he is now their joint third leading goal scorer this season behind Monis and Tani. He's done it from set pieces. He's done it from open play. And he's done it in a huge moment for Connecticut United. Trying to keep this 4-game win streak alive and make it 6 wins in their last 7 home matches. Lacey plays it through to Tani. Great touch inside, rolls it past another. Trickling in! 2-1 Connecticut in the blink of an eye. And look at the scenes of celebration. The Captain Modus celebrating with the fans as Connecticut steals back the lead before the half. Look at the dribble from Tani. He sits down the first defender, rolls it past the next. He gets a friendly deflection off of Lacheras. A brilliant individual effort as Connecticut strike while the iron is hot. Well, it's a beautiful full circle moment to see the celebrations of the kids on hand tonight. Connecticut United, when the club was announced, the first thing they did was establish a free youth academy. And I imagine there's a couple faces in amongst that crowd in those beautiful purple kits who are a part of that system and watching the success grow throughout the year of this first team. Coming into MLS Next Pro, eyeing their 10th win of the season in this, their 20th match of the campaign. They just knocked off Columbus at home. Beat the defending champs, New York Red Bulls, on this little streak as well. And now trying to take down 5th placed Orlando. OCB so good in the opening stages. They scored first. And trying to reestablish their position in this match with 5 minutes to go until halftime. This is where you test the chin for a young group like Orlando. Oh no, Dipolito from distance, and that would have been some goal. Himes was a little bit in no man's land. It sat up so nicely for Dipolito that he just couldn't resist. Not totally sure if that ball was headed on target, but Himes was not either, and so he was forced into full stretch, and another corner coming for Connecticut United. Scored their first in the 36th, scored their second in the 38th, and now here in the 41st. Can they make it 3? Lacey, outswinger, back post. Escapes the head of Okonski. And the second ball in, overcooked. Haruna blazing his way forward, makes it past, and Camrath always had the angle covered. Definitely giving up in pace to the speedy Haruna, but a good center back. Always knows his angles. You don't have to be the faster one to win the battle. Camrath proving it there. But it was really just an individual effort. One simple ball through for Orlando, whose intricate buildup has become less and less prevalent as this half has worn on. After a very promising start. Belgradier's got space here, though. He's got Leal with him. One man on the far post. Trying to bide his time. Cut back there for Leal. That will be out for a corner for OCB. Last touch off the trailing Mora. Okonski makes his run towards the near post. That's where the delivery comes in. Edge of the box, Gomez fighting for it. Long clearance from Connecticut. Tani tracking. Himes able to deal with it. Plays it all the way to his opposite, Gunther Rankenberg. Connecticut with just 3 shots here in the first half. The 2 goals and the near half-field effort from DiPolito. Talk about efficiency in your chances. And we said it from the start. That's how Connecticut builds their game plan. You can have a bit of the ball. They will stay compact and they will stay dangerous. And when they get their moments, they commit fully. Issa Haruna going all by himself into a thicket of defenders. Won't come away with the ball. A stretching touch from Parker Amu-Mensah keeps it in play on the far side. Past Applewhite. "45th minute corner for Orlando.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 4th official has indicated approximately 4 minutes will be added of stoppage time to the first half.
In-swinger on the way. Rankenberg all over it. As he pops out in bright orange and takes command of the situation. He'll roll it out quickly, trying to get the Coy Wolves on their way as we enter 4 minutes of first half stoppage time. Did have that long injury break for Justin Malou, who was substituted inside the first 10 minutes of the match, the CT United center back. And of course, the 3 goals since then to make up this amount of stoppage time. Hilton. Amu-Mensah. Pedro Leao on the move. Leading goal scorer for Orlando City. He's had a couple half chances in the first half. Nobody there through the middle for OCB. And Rankenberg playing with his food a bit. Less than 2 minutes until halftime. Looks like Connecticut United will be happy to have the 2-1 advantage. Offside, though, it appears, as Bama plays it quick from the free kick. Final minute of first half stoppage time. Misplaced pass from Augustini. Had Tani ahead of him. Unable to make the most of that opportunity. Lacheras feeling the pressure and rolling off of it. Amu Mensah combining through midfield. And continuing his run into the left corner. Leao choosing the inside route. Tries to get it back from Belvedere. Applewhite joining in up the left. Lacey on the ball. Applewhite couldn't get his first touch right. Knocked out of play, and that should get us close to our halftime whistle. Three goals in the span of 10 minutes in the first half. Orlando City opening the scoring with Landon Okonski in the 31st minute. 5 minutes later, a stunning free kick from Andre Applewhite, followed up in less than 2 minutes' time by the go-ahead goal from Barnabas Tani. And it is 2-1 at the half. Coming up in our halftime show, a Texas twosome of player profiles, plus scores and August schedules, and of course, our first half highlights. All that when we return for halftime. All right, everybody, welcome back here at halftime at Reese Stadium on the campus of Yale as Connecticut United hold a 2-1 advantage on traveling Orlando City. We're going to head to Houston for this week's player profile and get to know midfielder Matthew Arana.
Play attacking midfielder.
Born and raised in Rocheron, Texas, Houston Dynamo homegrown midfielder Matthew Arana is proud to represent the Bayou City.
Matthew Arana, goalkeeper at the mercy of the finish.
Arana picks it up, two defenders in front of him, and stings the back post.
I feel really great. I was born and raised there. No one would ever thought a kid from Rocheron would be pro at 15 years old. And I feel amazing to be able to represent Houston where I'm from.
Arana joined the Dynamo Academy at 11 from his local club Rise SC and quickly climbed the ranks.
I was playing like a year up already. I was already used to it, but it was like a different level still because there was other kids I never knew that came to this team and they were all really good, so I started off a little bit slow, but I started getting used to it and then I went up the ranks.
From Houston, getting the first Dream Academy. At 15 years, 5 months, 24 days of age, the youngest first-team signing in club history. 15!
I felt amazing. I was ready. I was praying, hoping my name would get called and I could step on the field. When I got there, we did the warm-ups and stuff like that. And I was warming up and we had one sub left and I was the last one. I was like, hopefully my name gets called. And when I went in, honestly, it's a feeling I can't explain how I felt, but it was amazing. And playing against a player like Son, that was I never thought I would watch him. When I was younger, I never thought we'd playing against him. It was really beautiful.
As Arana developed through the academy, his next step with Dynamo Dos continues to push his game forward.
Arana likes what he sees. Oh my goodness!
It helps me a lot, get minutes in. And obviously this team is still high level. There's a high level of the whole league, and it helps me get minutes so I could prepare for when my time comes with the first team.
He has some really unique qualities to his game that are tough to teach and not many players have. His ability to protect the ball, to be deceptive, to dribble out of situations.
I think the level is just high. And every day you gotta be consistent. If you wanna get minutes, you gotta work hard. It's tough because I'm like a young player, but I think I'm getting used to the level, and hopefully I could get more minutes in soon.
I love Matthew. He's one of my really close friends. We went through the academy together. We've been with each other through a really young age, and playing on the field with him is amazing. He's a really good player, obviously. All I have to do is pass him the ball, and he'll get us to the other side of the field, dribbling through players.
His performances in his hometown have opened the door for Arana to represent Mexico at the youth level.
2 years ago, like March, they sent my Dynamo an email and told me that they were gonna invite me to a camp, and I didn't believe it. I was like, oh, it felt amazing. It means a lot to me representing my roots, where I'm from, and my family, and it's a great experience over there. I got number 10 the first time. I was like, it felt beautiful experience for me. When I went over there, I was a little nervous. That was my first time going to Mexico, but the coaches and the players were all really nice, and it felt like a family as soon as I got there.
Through it all, he hopes to make his family proud after all they've done to get him here.
A lot of sacrifices, taking me to all the far tournaments before, because I can't drive yet. They take me here every morning early, and yeah, I really appreciate what they do for me.
My name is Edouard Nice. I'm from Belgium. I'm 21 years old, playing offensive midfielder for North Texas SC. Started playing for my hometown, Royal Dutini Sport. There's not a lot of people in my hometown. It's not really like a sport town or anything like that. It's just like a village, like a small village club. I played there for like 5 years. Yeah, that's where I started playing soccer. Coming from semi-pro back home, never won any trophy, never did anything, and then going to Northeast and just, talking with the coach before joining them. He was talking about trophy, winning a national championship, and that's what I wanted. That's why I joined them, and the first year we lost in the semi-final, and we came up close, losing 0 games, losing 1 game, and it was the game in the semi-final. And then the year we came back, we won it all. So first big trophy for the college as well, first national championship, and it meant a lot to me. Yeah.
FC Dallas selects number 306 Edouard Nice from University of Illinois.
No, it was crazy. I mean, I was sitting with my whole family on the couch in my house, and even my best friend from back home, and I just wanted to hear my name. Thought that was the moment for me, and it happened. So I was really happy. And one of my goals coming to America as well was getting drafted, as well as going Division 1, and just that happening was like surreal. I couldn't believe it in a sense, because going from hometown club, village, playing 6 years there, then playing semi-professional, you don't expect yourself 3 years later to get called in the MLS Super Draft and signing professional for FC Dallas. For this season, I would say, yeah, I want to be obviously the MVP of the league. That would be a good goal of mine. I mean, everything possible, like winning the Golden Boot, everything. But at the end of the day, I just want to win a trophy with North Texas. I know they won one in 2024, and I want to win one again. I want to give my teammates the best effort from me on the field, and just they can look up to me and be like, yeah, this guy is trying his hardest, and we want to work for him at the same time and just help the team winning trophies.
Welcome back here at halftime. Hope you enjoyed our 2 player features from those Texas clubs. But We got a lot more to look at here in our halftime show. We'll start with a look at the recent scores and upcoming schedule around MLS Next Pro. We are into match week 22, which kicked off last night with a big slate of games. Carolina Core getting the shootout win over Atlanta United. Chattanooga still looking strong, up in the top 3 in the Eastern Conference. How about Sporting Kansas City upsetting Dynamo Dos, who have been one of the best teams out west this season? Timbers looking strong. Ventura County with a rampaging result on North Texas SC. Eric Preston starring in that match. And LAFC 2 with the 3-0 win over the Rapids. And still plenty more action to go this weekend. You look at, obviously, our game, 3 goals in the first half. It's been quite a banger so far. There's also 3 other matches tonight and then 4 on Sunday. And as we look at that slate for tomorrow, a couple tasty ones. I mean, the nightcap with Austin and San Jose in the Western Conference. That should be a really interesting matchup. And in the East, New York Red Bulls 2, New England Revolution 2. A little bit of a local derby up here in the Northeast that the Connecticut United fans may want to check out. Connecticut's next home game is going to be against New England as well. Now let's get into the first half highlights as we check out the 3 goals from our first 45 minutes of action, all of them coming between the 30th and the 40th minute. The first 2 came from free kicks. It was Orlando City who took the lead after they took the free kick out wide, and this ball in from Belvedere, attacked by Landon Okonski, the 17-year-old center back, rising highest and putting it home. So 1-0 Orlando, then up steps Andre Applewhite, and an excellent free kick goal from just outside the penalty area to tie the game at 1. Then Lacey regains the ball, finds Tani, who gets past a couple of defenders, a fortunate deflection as it goes past Tristan Himes, and yeah, all the kids were there to party down in the corner. What an excellent scene there as Connecticut United, with those last 2 goals taking place over the course of 3 game minutes, and they took the lead right back from Orlando City. So that sets up our second half of action. We're going to take another quick break, but when we come back, we got second half kickoff and the conclusion as Connecticut United look for their 5th straight win.
Should be a fun season of MLS Next Pro. Oh my! Pedrinho wins it!
Boys hear sentiment, flow tastes sweet like cinnamon. Open up doors, I'm a gentleman. View top floor, I'm still staying ahead of them. Running on fumes and adrenaline. Do what I do best, can't rush in like a roulette. You can't name a better duet. Don't ask questions, trying to figure out what sound. Don't worry about what next, just wanna know what's next. Man, I say it so loud. Don't worry about what next, just know we got now. Oh yes, man, I say it oh so proud. Don't worry about what next, just know we got now.
The unique energy of a Sunday night. Ideal for calm music, whispers, stargazing, reflection, and a relaxed environment. Sunday nights were made for this.
About 90 seconds away from the start of the second half between Connecticut United and Orlando City B here on MLSNextPro.com and One Football. My name is Parker Johnson. So glad you hung out with us through halftime as we get set for the second half between the Coy Wolves and OCB. As things stand right now, Connecticut United, if they're able to hold on to a win and do so in regulation, they would move up to 7th place in the East, tied with Atlanta United on 34 points after 20 matches. But here's the key part of that. They would have 10 wins, which would be tied for the most in the East. And that is the first tiebreaker when it comes to playoff position. The standings right now, very crowded with about 8-9 matches to go for most teams. There are 13 teams that have won between 7 and 10 games in the East. So really not a lot of margin there between the top 13, and only 8 of those are going to make the playoffs. Connecticut United has already won more games than Orlando, but Orlando came in 5th in the standings, whereas Connecticut United was in 8th, because those draws and especially shootout wins can really stack up towards the end of the season and help you out in your final point tallies. The last couple years, it has either been a tie for 8th or decided by 1 point in the final standing. So every single point here matters. Connecticut right now in control of all 3 at home, looking for their 5th straight win here in their 7th out of 8 home matches in this midsummer homestand. We are live in the second half. And Parker Johnson here with you from New Haven, Connecticut, where we play today at the home of Yale Soccer and Lacrosse. That is Reese Stadium. A 79-degree evening. Applewhite making some inroads early on. That was a good ball through for Tawny. Connecticut trying to pick up where they left off in that first half. It was ebbs and flows abound. Orlando started with most of the possession. That injury to the center back, Justin Malou, for Connecticut United, seemed like it threw him off a little bit in the first 15 minutes or so of the match. But as the half wore on, Connecticut responded well. They give up that first goal, and then they really took hold of this match. Those 2 goals in 2 minutes to snatch back the lead, and really could have had more before halftime as well. The opposite sort of happened for Orlando as their patience wore thinner and thinner, and they stopped being as effective on the ball once they did concede to Connecticut. So a halftime talk from Eddie Wilding to reset the match, and we'll see if they can get back to some of their principles. One of the more interesting features of that first half tactically was the position of Parker Amumensa. You'll see him number 52 just at the bottom corner of your screen in yellow. He was often inverting as a midfielder when Orlando City were building up, but he's still got to defend as a right back, and he's got to do that against Applewhite, who clips in another back post ball, much like that first for Tawny to open the half. Nobody there at the back stick for Connecticut. Lashera's able to play it out for Isa Haruna. Here's Amumensa walking it forward. And now back to a little bit more how it looked at the start of the match. Slow and measured build-up from Orlando. Connecticut staying in their mid to high block, as Eddie Wilding put it when he gave me the scouting report on the Coy Wolves this week. They will pressure on the pass, but they pick and choose their moments carefully. Not afraid to let the other team have it if they don't feel it's in a dangerous position or one that would be advantageous to press from. Here's Bama. He was the center back who subbed on in the first half for Justin Malou. Played up the line. Belvedere gets free. Amu Mensah joining in from the far side. Edge of the box is Liao! Applewhite throwing his body in front. Predicted the cutback smartly and was able to get the block in. Amu Mensah trying to win it back at the edge of the area. Free kick to OCB. There were a few takeaways from the match against Columbus last time out when Connecticut sealed a 2-1 come-from-behind win for head coach Shavar Thomas. We'll get back to those in a moment as DiPolito picks it up on the right wing. Augustini goes back to Lacey. Thomas said that for Connecticut, it is so important that they keep picking up points against those above them in the table. Orlando, another one of those teams. Beyond that, he said as they moved on from that win against Columbus, such a big one in the standings, he urged his team to stay humble. They've stayed hungry. And the ball a little out of control from Lacey. But good build-up from Connecticut in possession. He said that what he's been looking for all season is a little bit more consistency from the Coy Wolves. Early on in the year, there were some struggles, especially at home. Didn't win in any of their first 4 home matches. Hardly looks like the same team that you see now, having won each of their last 4. 5 of their last 6 here at home. But Shavar Thomas put that down to some of the principles that they introduced 7 months ago in the preseason. And some of those things, it just takes a while to learn. It takes a while to get used to your teammates. And this is where that consistency that the independent clubs have in their rosters really pays off at this stage of the season. DiPolito giving off to Lacey, and it's 3-1 to Connecticut. Simple, effective, and deadly on the counter. Orlando causing themselves much calamity. This is a poor giveaway from Okonski. It just didn't have the numbers to recover. A simple finish. And Connecticut happy with the gift provided to them. I mean, that is their 4th shot of the match, and they have 3 goals. Dylan Lacey picking up another on the season. That is his 5th. The 21-year-old who came up through the Philadelphia and Red Bulls and FC Dallas academies. He's found a home for one of the non-affiliated teams here in MLS Next Pro, and he is loving life right now. 11th straight start, continuing to make an impact for the Coy Wolves as they score 3 yet again. Lacey. Run through the box came from Van Hees. You check out the last few wins for Connecticut United during this run of 6 wins out of 7. They scored 4 against Toronto FC 2. They scored 4 against FC Cincinnati 2. 3 goals in wins over Carolina Core and Toronto again. Then 2 goals in each of their last 2 wins. Free flowing, and they've scored more than half of their season total in goals over this recent hot stretch. And again, as we said, it's not about the volume of opportunities that they've created. It has been about taking more of their chances. Early on in the season, they were putting up immense shot totals and not finding the back of the net. Here's another chance for Lacey. Tani cutting back to his right. This time the deflection won't work in his favor as it did for his goal in the first half. But again, you see a transition opportunity for Connecticut, making the right decision and turning it into a good shooting opportunity. They've now had 5 shots in this match. 3 of them have found the back of the net. 1 was saved, and the one just now that was blocked. Monis. Lacey. Stabbing it around the corner. Unable to combine with Van Hees. Tani's first half goal, by the way, made him the 6th player this season in MLS Next Pro to hit double digits on the season. That was his 10th of the year. And only half of those 6 players have done so without scoring a penalty. That would be Tani, Alex Krell, and Zach Zenge. Long way to go still to catch Arif Kovac, the leader in the Golden Boot race right now with 15 goals on the season. Applewhite gets past the first challenge. Second one coming in from Okonski. Lovely touch. Taken in by Leao. Numbers to his right and left. It's Hilton rolling. A little bit of a pull, but not enough for a foul, says the referee. CT United Soccer is proudly supported by Yale New Haven Health, powering medical breakthroughs with the greatest of care. Tani back to his feet after the tackle from Lacheras. Rankenberg spots the ball over the top. Monis free by himself. He's got a man at the back post, and it trickles in. Daniel DiPolito with the finishing touch on a 4th for the Coy Wolves. Beautiful assist from Monis. The initial ball over the top by the goalkeeper, Gunther Rankenberg. It's 1-2-3. And it's 4 for the Connecticut United. Route 1 style. Not enough numbers back from Orlando to cover the 4 unrushing attackers. A little hand from Tristan Himes, but not enough to keep it out. As CT United have run rampant and cracked this thing open in the second half.
CT United goal, his 5th of the season, scored by number 24.
DiPolito has been on an absolute tear as well. I mean, we've talked about just how hot Connecticut has been as a whole. So many guys on this team stepping up during this win streak, but DiPolito has been a consistent goal contributor. That makes his 9th goal contribution in the last 10 appearances. 5 goals and 4 assists over that span. Lucas Camerath. Augustini drawing in the contact. And that will allow for a substitution here from Orlando. They're going to make a swap at center back with Albright Chicamso coming in, the 18-year-old born in the Canary Islands. And off goes Landon Okonski, who has had quite the roller coaster of a match. He scored the opening goal of this contest all the way back in the 31st minute. But since then, part of a defense that has conceded 4 consecutive goals to Connecticut United. And his day comes to a close in the 63rd minute. Now the 17-year-old Okonski off and the 18-year-old Chicamso in there. Still plenty of time for Orlando City to make this a game. We've seen much crazier things. Now there's a man down for Connecticut United. Far side of the pitch. Based on the positioning, I think that might be Alex Monis. He is the team captain. Meanwhile, OCB having a team conference, including about 8 of the outfield players. Haruna and Leao staying outside of that little huddle. And Monis is going to come off. He departs on the far side to be replaced by Kawapaisho. And also, we will see Steven Serwata come in for Robbie Mora, who is on a yellow card for Connecticut United. If there was a way back into the match for Orlando, I think a second yellow there might be one of those potential ways. So that risk departs, and on comes a very experienced man in Serwata. Someone with 65 MLS Next Pro appearances for New York Red Bulls, another 10 this season as well. And this is first appearance in about a month and a half since a match on June 18th against FC Cincinnati 2. And in Paisho, they have a frequent substitute. He was a starter towards the beginning of the season, but this is his 17th appearance of the year. Brazilian forward out of Rio de Janeiro.
That's Soretta and Paisho for Monis and Mora for CT United.
That sub pulls Daniel DiPolito out to the right side with Paisho coming in up top. Monis was on the right, and it was a straight swap of Serwata in midfield for Mora. Lacey looking for space potentially to shoot. Instead goes for the pass, and I think Paisho was reading that situation the same way that I was. Wasn't expecting the ball to come to his feet in that position. Reed Brown splashes one down on the right side as Amu Mensah takes the touch and then meanders his way towards the middle of the formation as Orlando City continue to build. Played through the middle, Hilton. Amu Mensah, stonewalled by Applewhite. Experience the future of gaming with Find, the first free gaming platform built for your smart TV. No console, downloads, or subscriptions required. Launching soon on Samsung and LG smart TVs. Haruna. Amu Mensah, lovely step over. Got past Lacey, but Applewhite was there to cut out the pass into the channel for Issa Haruna. Paisho, great flick. Lacey's onto it. His ball a little strong for Barnabas Tani. First half goal scorer. Zerwada. Dipolito. Van Hees. Augustini. Tried his luck, unable to keep it down and under the crossbar. Augustini has had a nice performance, his third straight start since being signed from Pittsburgh Riverhounds on July 12th. Made his pro debut this season after coming through the Hounds Academy. They're a USL championship team, one division up from MLS Next Pro, but wasn't getting the minutes with Pittsburgh and came here to get his opportunities and really hasn't come off the pitch. Into the box. Good chance for Belvedere. Can't pick out the top right corner. That is better from Orlando City. Incisive, quick passing. The edge of the 18-yard box. Confident decision made by Belvedere to try to cut it inside. He had the assist in the first half. His third goal contribution in the last 4 matches. 16-year-olds who has grown into his role with the second team this year. 11 starts, 19 appearances, Eddie Wilding saying he is one of the real success stories coming from academy to second team level during the 2026 season. One that, in terms of player development, has been really positive for Orlando City overall, on top of their good performance in the standings. Belvedere driving at the defense once again. Pedro Leao. It's a soft pass, looking for Hilton. Haruna, touch through, looking for Gomez. Falls to the edge of the box, decent chance there. Leao unable to make a firm connection. Rankenberg has not really been tested. There was that goal in the first half. Not a whole lot he could have done about it. Belvedere, another great solo run. Blocked the last minute by Bama to deny him what would have been one of the most spectacular goals of the season. All of a sudden, chance forming for Connecticut. Tani. Does well to win it back. That is a tasty cross. Sent in from the right side. That was Van Hees. Serving it in from deep. Hit the perfect corridor between defense and goalkeeper. And Lacey was a step behind. The other thing that you like to see out of this performance from Connecticut is being able to create chances in multiple ways. Especially in the second half, they have had some nice build-up. They, of course, have been lethal in transition. You think about the third goal scored by Lacey as a great example of that. And likewise, the second scored by Tani. Able to dribble past a couple of men and use some of his individual talents after the quick regain of possession. But then he got the goal from Applewhite, doing it over a dead ball. And Dippolito, his goal coming from across. So lots of different ways for Connecticut to score. Heck, they almost scored from half field in the first half. Now Applewhite running in again. Serves it across the face of goal. Telling touch came from Tristan Himes in goal. Denying what looked like a fifth for Connecticut United. Applewhite had all the time in the world to pick out his cross, and it was a good one for Lacey. a set of 4 substitutions ready to come on at the next dead ball. 2 for each team as we enter the closing stages of the match. Baisho. Sliced in, touch off the chest. Tani did not have the clinical touch at the end of all of it. Chance still alive for Connecticut. Rotated by Camrath. Baisho, a little too eager in the challenge. And now we will get a chance for those 2 double subs. A pair for each team. First, we'll get the changes for Orlando City. Caleb Trombino, Nicolas Bobea Torres, and Hector Aguirre coming on for OCB. In fact, it was 3 changes there for them. And the 2 for Connecticut are going to be Sean Petrie and Ibrahim Kasule. Dipolito and Augustini, the 2 who make way for Shavar Thomas and the Coy Wolves.
Ladies and gentlemen, entering the game for CT United, number 18, Sean Petrie.
So plenty to cover from that set of 5 new players on here for the remaining 9 minutes of the contest. But most notable of them all, a debut for Hector Aguirre, a winger for Orlando City B, who is on the ball now. This kid had 30 goals and 13 assists last season in MLS Next as an under-17. It's been compared to the molds of Fabian Loyola and Gustavo Caraballo, 2 names that will be very well known to the OCB fans as left-footed right-wing players who can create magic when they chop in on the left. Amu Mensah's got a free kick. Plenty of room to swing this one in. See the area he was aiming for, but Camrath saw it as well. Tahir Reed Brown trying to find a cross. Great defending from Connecticut. That was Applewhite who covered the right back position. But a corner coming for OCB. Flicked header at the near post. Trombino couldn't keep it alive. He is one of the other subs, another academy player. 16 years of age, Caleb Trombino. Making his 14th appearance of the year, 10th as a substitute. He's another developmental success story that Eddie Wilding pointed out on our call this week, talking about his transition from academy to the pro game. Central midfielder who draws in the pressure here, dispossessed, and on the move, Kasule. Tani. Paisho dragging left, trying to chip. It's deflected out. And last touch by Connecticut. Good challenge there from Chicomso, the substitute center back. Foul from Sirwada. Experienced Uganda senior international player. Kasule trying to play in Tani, who had not stopped running here in the second half. Aguirre can't combine with Amu Mensah. Aguirre, one of a handful of 2011s to make their debuts this year for this league that continues to produce younger and younger talents. One of those earlier this season was Benji Flowers, a player who was recently announced as a FC Dallas first-team signing and will head to Chelsea after his 18th birthday. Aguirre gets past Applewhite, has another man to beat in Camrath. Flipped inside. Again, you can see the talent dripping at his toes. Just turned 15 on June 20th. Aguirre did, as Amu Mensah is taken down, winning the free kick not too far from the corner flag for OCB. Another change for the visitors as they empty out the available field players on the bench. Brady Kendall coming in and replacing Pedro Leal, who goes without a goal, still on 8 for the season. He is their leading goal scorer this campaign. Kendall still looking for his first goal as a pro. This is just his 8th appearance, 17-year-old out of the Orlando City Academy. Clipped high to the back post. Gomez runs into a wall of Connecticut bodies. Reed Brown didn't keep it in play. Rankenberg would have had it either way, but instead he'll have to restart us from the grounds. Long journey for Orlando for this one, but they will have an extra couple of days to recover after this match. They won't play again until August 11th. That is a odd Tuesday game in the calendar, as they will be back on the road in the Northeast to take on New York City FC 2, but plenty of time to get back and get home and reset. The 10 days in between. And on the other side of things, Connecticut United, their next league match is here at home next Saturday against New England Revolution 2. However, before that, they will have a friendly on Wednesday against a regional rival. That would be the USL League One team, Portland Hearts of Pine. They will head up to Portland, Maine for that match in the midweek. Pretty cool opportunity there if there's any Connecticut United fans a little closer to take in a game in one of the coolest environments in lower league U.S. soccer up there in Portland. They were an expansion team in 2025, much like Connecticut were this year. As Aguirre takes over onto his left, trying to shoot for the near post. Unable to get enough pace on it to trouble Gunther Rankenberg. That was an awkward fall for Lacey at the end of the play. Goes down grabbing his lower leg towards his right foot.
Ladies and gentlemen, the fourth official has indicated 3 minutes of stoppage time.
3 minutes of second half stoppage time. As Trombino earns a yellow for the challenge. Belvedere off to the races. Trying to get a consolation for Orlando. Back post, Aguirre sets it across. Deflected and softly into the hands of Gunther Rankenberg. Looked like it had goal written all over it. But the block in the end coming from Petrie. Gotta say, Belvedere has looked bright in an otherwise disappointing Orlando City performance. He's probably been their most dynamic attacking threat. Had the assist for the opening goal of the match for Landon Okonski. Looked a much different game at that point. As Lacey races in, he was offside though. Orlando scoring first. But for the second match in a row, Connecticut United able to weather an opening goal from their opponents and come back for a win. This one has been a bit more decisive in the second half than their 2-1 win against Columbus. Putting it out of reach by the 61st minute when they got their fourth goal from Daniel DiPolito. But on the strength of their results earlier in the year, Orlando City will remain in 5th place after this result. Connecticut United would be just 1 point behind them in the standings. Edge of the box, great finish there, and guess who but Belvedere to make it 4-2 in the dying moments. A teenage sensation. Very much the next up for Orlando. Matthew Belvedere saw his spot, picked out the bottom corner. 4th goal of the season to go with an assist in the first half. He has not given up. Everything you want to see out of a young player in this situation. but it won't mean much. A 2-goal victory in the end for Connecticut United as their home winning streak stretches to 5. 6 wins in their last 7 at home, 7 out of 8 overall. They are hot, folks, and they are tied for the lead in the Eastern Conference with 10 wins on the season, trying to become the first independent club to make the playoffs in their first season of MLS Next Pro. Now we deliver our man of the match presented by Adidas. It is Dylan Lacey of the Coy Wolves, who recorded a goal and an assist in this match. We're going to take a look at his goal in the second half. Coming back in the 53rd minute, that made it 3-1 and helped give Connecticut United a little bit of cushion as they started the second period with a 2-1 advantage. He also had the crucial regain and the assist on the go-ahead goal for Barnabas Tani, which we'll see here. Lacey setting it up and Tani doing the rest. A fine performance from CT United as they take down Orlando City B at home. And Lacey is the star man as this thing comes to a conclusion. Well, big thank you to everyone who stuck around with us through the 90 minutes and change. Our final score here is Connecticut 4, Orlando 2. Don't forget, you can watch MLS Next Pro all season long at MLSNextPro.com and OneFootball. Have a great rest of the night, everybody. Hope you enjoy your weekend. We'll see you next time.
This copyrighted broadcast of Major League Soccer may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Major League Soccer.